Today we're going to do a real simple single die stabilizing some wood. Let's go. I have several videos on stabilizing wood and it goes through the entire process. I think I'm pretty clear and concise. I even have a video on the 7 things you need to look out for, or the most frequently asked questions. But today we're just going to do the regular stabilizing process, but we're going to add color, add one color to the entire piece. The first step in the entire process is drying your wood. I have a Quincy oven and I have a smoker from Home Depot here. They both work. This one's probably safer. This one works. It's better than a toaster oven. If you have toaster ovens, just make sure you don't leave them unmanned. Watch them. I've had close call in the past, so that's why I got these. So the first thing you're going to do is dry the wood. I had it in there for 24 hours and I checked it and I weighed a couple pieces, and now I'm going to check them again, and if they haven't lost weight, then they're going to be good. So here we go. Let's see how much they weigh. 58.0. This is 37.7, and it's has not lost any more weight. And one more for good measure. 171.5, and it's 171.5. So these are absolutely dry. There you go. That's how you know. This next part's really important. You want to get it covered somehow. People use the vacuum seal bags. I use Ziploc bags, and you get all of your wood and you're going to double it up. I put it in a Ziploc bag, try to get the air out of it. Get the air out of it, because this stuff is hot right now and you just took all the moisture out of it. Now all of this moisture that's in there is going to try to soak in there like a sponge. So we want to get it in these Ziploc bags as fast as we can, and then this is a sealed container and it's going to go in there, so it's going to be double sealed. So I'm going to get these in here and then get them in there, and I'm going to wait till they come down to below 80 degrees, which will be in the morning. So let me get these in here real quick. I'm going to let that sit in there till morning. Shouldn't get any more moisture, and then we'll go from there. See you in the morning. It's the next morning. This stuff's been in here overnight. No moisture should have gotten to it. We had it in the oven at 220 degrees Fahrenheit. I have people that watch from all different places, so some people use Celsius. Do not use Celsius, 220 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm going to take these out of here right now and put them in this vacuum chamber. There's 2 different styles of vacuum chamber here. One of them is this cylinder right here that I'm going to fill up, and the advantage to this one is you can see the bubbles come up. So we'll just go ahead and get this loaded up. This kind of vacuum chamber over here, you can get tons and tons of wood in there, but it's harder to see the bubbles when they stop. So we're going to go ahead and fill this up the rest of the way. You have this thing right here. It's HDPE. It fits in there oblong, so it's going to hold this stuff down here. Push it down, no big deal. It's going to stay there now. We need to get whichever color we want. I have green already out, so I think that's what I'm going to use. This isn't ideal, but I already had this in here, so I'm going to use it. Side note, this stuff will get everywhere. I'm wearing gloves. This stuff will get everywhere, but it'll wash right off of here with water. So keep that in mind. This is teal green from Turntex. Some of their dyes for the stabilizing. Pretty cool stuff. And they say use up to 2 ounces per gallon. Hopefully I have enough here. We want this to cover the whole thing and go a little bit above our white stopper up here. Because it's going to soak a lot of this in, so I'm just going to make sure I'm well above it. And I'm going to go ahead and put a mark on this chamber also. I'm pretty sure that's going to be good enough. If it's not, it's not. We'll all learn together. I'm going to put a line right here. And at the end of this, we'll be able to see how much the wood drank. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm not going to start the pump right now. I think I want to let this plane fly overhead. I'm going to let this soak in here for about an hour and just let the natural capillary action take place. It's going to soak it in there best it can. I know we're going to put vacuum on it. Some people soak these for days and days and days before they put the vacuum on it. I'm just going to do it for about an hour or so and see how it works. And I'll come back in about an hour. It's been about an hour. We went in, did some other stuff. As you can see, this line's already went down that much right there just from letting it soak in. So you can imagine the longer you let it sit, the better it's going to be. But for the demonstration of this video, we're just going to go ahead and set it to vacuum. This is from Turntex. It's probably longer than what I need for this, or you probably should get a shorter, fatter one. But here we are, and these bubbles are going to come up. The ideal thing would be to have it lower because these bubbles are going to come out like crazy. You don't want them going through your line. I do have a pump saver, but you just want to be careful. So what I'm going to do is turn on the pump. I'm going to close this valve slowly and try not to let the bubbles go back to the pump. So let's do it. I have a remote for the pump. It's a JB Eliminator pump. Let's go. You can see if I was to just close this off and just get vacuum right away, it'll probably overflow at this height. So you just kind of let air back in until you know it's not going to go too high. You're going to do this until you can close this valve all the way, get full vacuum, and then we know that it's not going to overflow. And then we're going to leave it here for probably 12 hours or so. If not, just leave it. This is like 11 o'clock in the morning, so we'll probably, if it's not done by tonight, we'll leave it all night, and it'll probably be done by morning if my calculations are correct. This valve's now all the way closed, and now we just wait. I just let it sit in here overnight. I came out here last night, and it still had some bubbles going, so it's been about 20 hours. It's totally dead still in there. Here's our black line. Let's pay attention to that. I'm going to let the air back in it right now, and let's see what happens. So our line went down to there. Our white little stopper thing is just below that. So I think what I'm going to do is pour a little bit more in here just to make sure that we don't go below, because what it's doing now is it's kind of like you squeeze a sponge out. It's real easy to squeeze it, and then when you let it back out, it fills up slowly. So that's the step right now, is this is going to be filling up slowly because the liquid in here is thicker than the air that we squeezed out. So that's the principle behind that. Let me put a little bit more in here. I'll put another line. Matter of fact, it's already getting down to the white thing right now. It's already, I can see it moving down. So I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit. Hopefully this is enough. This is all I have. So got to take the lid off. So hopefully you can see, as of right now, it's already taken a lot of this juice in. I'm going to draw another line right here so we can see how much it went down in 2 days. Today's Thursday morning. I'm going to come back Sunday morning and take this out as neatly as I can, and then we'll start the heating process of it, and I'll see you Sunday. This is Sunday morning. This has been in here pretty much over 48 hours, so it should be nice and saturated. All of the cactus juice should have been pulled back into that wood. So the next step is I'm going to go ahead and take this juice out of here and put it back into this container. Try to be neat. This stuff will get everywhere. Try to be neat. Do the best you can. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can put that back in there without being a disaster. This will wash off with just water. So I just set that to the side for a second. And I'm going to try the original container that I had that had the teal green in it already. I have it there, and I'm going to have this drip dry this here for probably a few hours. One thing to note, if you're in a hurry, this is probably the wrong hobby for you, because it always takes, it's always the process on doing this stuff. It's never like instant gratification like other projects. But I can see this is going to be some awesome color already. Like I said, I'll let it sit here and drip dry for a little bit. I have the oven preheating right now to 200 degrees, so I'll get these nice and neat, and we'll come back when the oven's heated up. So we'll be back. This oven is preheated to 200 degrees Fahrenheit. If you have it too hot, it's going to make this stuff bleed out more. If you've done any kind of stabilizing, you know after you're done, it has a little bit of crusty stuff and you have to sand it off. I have a drip pan underneath there. So let's go ahead and dry this off, get the excess off. It has been sitting here for a few hours. And so I'll just get all these dried off and then place in there. I'm going to have those in there about, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours. And then we'll be able to cut one of these open and see if the color went all the way through and see how cool it looks. I'll sand them and all the kind of stuff like that. So I'll just get these in here now. You can put them in here. Don't have them touch each other. They will cure to each other. And then you'll just have, it'll cause more of a headache. And just, so keep them separated a little bit. 200 degrees Fahrenheit. Remember, it's Fahrenheit. We'll be back in a few hours. It's the next morning. I let those sit in there all day. I had other stuff to do and it really wasn't that big a deal. The thing you need to realize is you can undercook these. So if these don't get set up, you didn't do it as long. But if they're set up and you do it longer, it doesn't matter. So I'm gonna go ahead and take these out and we'll take a good little look at them. And then I'm gonna sand them and then show you. I'll probably cut one in half or something and we'll see how far it penetrated in there. And I'll show you this stuff. I'm pretty happy with these already without even sanding them. See these little lines here? That's from the grill in the oven. When the cactus juice seeps out a little bit, it gets there and then it kind of just solidifies. And here's a better example of that. A little bit came out of that one. And that's the stuff I'm gonna sand off. I'm gonna sand off the entire surface too. Probably gonna lighten it up a little bit. And then I think I'm gonna resaw this one in half and we'll be able to see how far it went in. Maybe one of these also. I did weigh these, so I'll after I sand them off, I'm gonna weigh them too. There you go. While I'm doing this boring sanding, I'll take this opportunity to tell you that everything I use will be in the links in the description. And we also do resin casting, wood stabilizing, CNC, dust collection in your shop. We do lots of stuff on this channel, including a live show every Saturday called Saturday Morning Cartoons at 10 o'clock a.m. Central Time. Subscribe and come and see us. Before we stabilize this one was 171.5. Now it's 288.7. This one was 58 grams. And now it's 83. This one was 37 grams. Now it's 57. Substantial weight gain in all of these. I'm going to take this one and resaw it and see what the inside looks like. This is the piece that we just resawed. I put a little bit of Yorkshire grit on this one. It's abrasive paste just to bring out the colors in it. And you can see on the one we didn't do that on, that crazy grain it takes the dye at different rates, and it is awesome. You can see in here all the different colors. It is fantastic. But if you put a little bit of, this is what's going to simulate a finish on it, and it is deep. It is deep in there. It's super cool. We're going to be doing some double dye stabilizing videos coming next, and this is going to be kind of the end result of this thing is knife scale molds, handle molds, stuff like that. We're going to be making things like this. It is cool. And these are the pieces that we weighed earlier. And they were meant to do this, so that's why they were this size. Whew, I'm super happy with this. I am super happy with these, and I hope that you are happy with the video. If you liked it, give us a thumbs up. I'm gonna put a playlist over here. I told you guys earlier I've done stabilizing videos from start to finish. I'll put a playlist over here. Go and see those, and we'll see y'all next time.